This RefWorks training session will cover several different ways to add references directly into RefWorks, including uploading a document, importing references from a file, creating a reference manually, and searching library databases for references. If you haven't yet watched the training session about exporting references to RefWorks, watch that first before you watch this one. Let's start by uploading a document, such as a PDF, to your RefWorks account. Go to the Add button at the top of RefWorks and choose Upload Document. Find the document file on your computer, and RefWorks will start uploading the file. Another way is to just drag the file onto the RefWorks webpage when you're in any of the reference folders or tabs, and drop it in the circle. By the way, you can drag or upload multiple files at one time. During the upload, RefWorks scans the file to find key bibliographic data in the document, such as title, authors, original source, and so on, and adds them to the reference information. Click the reference to see that bibliographic data in the sidebar. Notice the button that says Read. Now that the document is stored in RefWorks, you'll be able to view it when you're logged into RefWorks from any computer. Back on the list of references, notice the icon below the authors. That tells you there is a file attached to this reference. You can also import a file of references into RefWorks. This might be the case if you exported a file of references from a database, like PubMed, if you are upgrading from legacy RefWorks, or if you are migrating from another reference manager, like Mendeley or EndNote. At the top of RefWorks, click Add and choose Import References. If you are importing references from legacy RefWorks or Mendeley, click the appropriate button at the top. After confirming the project you want to use, you'll be taken to a login page of the other reference management service. Follow the steps from there to automatically bring the references into RefWorks. If you use another reference management service, like EndNote, you'll first need to export the references into a file. Or you may have a reference file that you downloaded from a database, such as PubMed. Once the file is saved on your computer, drag it to the import page. RefWorks will try to detect the format in which the references were created, but you can change the format if needed. Click Import, and then, if you want to, you can choose a folder for the references to be placed into. Click Import again, and your references will be brought into RefWorks. Another way to add a reference to RefWorks is to do it manually, which you can use, for example, if you don't have an electronic version of the reference to import. At the top of RefWorks, click Add and choose Create New Reference. On the sidebar that opens, choose the reference type, such as journal article or book or whatever type it is. Then enter some information you have about the item, such as title and authors. RefWorks may be able to help you get the rest of the information about this reference. Click the lightning bolt to the right of the title. RefWorks searches through billions of references in the Exlibris Discovery database, and at the bottom presents the most likely matches in the section called Did you mean one of these? If you don't see a match, continue adding information to the fields, such as publish date, journal, and so on. If you do find a match, click on it, and RefWorks will add the rest of the reference information automatically. By the way, the lightning bolt will also appear once you start entering a DOI. If you'd like to make a more complete bibliographic reference, you can add more fields that aren't displayed by default, such as an ISSN or ISBN, Library of Congress call number, and more. Up at the top of the sidebar, click Save, and the reference will be added to your RefWorks account. You can also add references to RefWorks by searching for them in publicly available databases and library catalogs. Choices here depend on how your institution has set up RefWorks. Select the provider in the drop-down menu, enter some search terms, and click the search icon. Click on a reference to see the full reference in the right sidebar. Then check the boxes of the references you want and click Import, or click the folder icon to import to a specific RefWorks folder. No matter which method you use to get a reference into RefWorks, if you don't already have a document file attached, you may be able to find the full text online. Notice when I click on this reference and the sidebar opens, there is an option to Find it at ProQuest. At your institution, it may say something else here, like SFX or 360 Link. Click the link, and an open URL request will be sent to find full text from the online resources to which your institution subscribes. Because of this easy online access to full text, you may not want to save the document into your RefWorks account. But if you do want to, download the document onto your computer. Back in RefWorks, click the pencil tool to edit the reference, then drag the downloaded file over to the reference sidebar. Or select Add an Attachment and find the file on your computer. RefWorks attaches the document file to the reference. By the way, you can also synchronize your RefWorks account to Dropbox and save your files in your Dropbox account. After your references are brought into RefWorks, you may want to edit them. There are several ways to do this, and they are discussed in a separate training session on editing references in RefWorks. And those are some of the ways you can create references and save documents within RefWorks.